Hi guys, what's up? It's Hobie Turo, but you guys can call me T. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, same, me too. This is my first video on this channel. I've had multiple other videos on this channel as well, but they are all now privated because your girl is in a new era. Your girl is doing new things. I have a lot of hobbies that I like to do. One of them is watching TV show and movie commentaries, and I also like to watch a lot of true crime. So if you like that, please subscribe. If you don't, shit, subscribe anyway. I don't know what else. Make your own channel. I don't know. Today we're going to talk about what I consider to be a very disturbing case. We are going to be talking about Nicole Michelle Johnson. So let's go ahead and get into the case. So on July 2021, on the 28th, about Wednesday, 11 p.m. at night, there was a routine traffic stop because of speeding, unregistered tags, and fake tags. Police do what they do. They pull her over. There's a woman in the driver's side, and then there's also a woman in the passenger side. I'm going to go ahead and link down below the actual body cam footage if you guys would like to watch it. I think it's like a 30 to 40 minute video. So do what you guys like with that.
I also want to note that the passenger that was inside the car, she is not reported on any of the news articles that went on about this. And when I tried to look up more information on that, nothing really popped up, but she is in the body cam video.
I think it's just because basically when we get into what happens at this routine traffic stop, she's really not pregnant or an accomplice in the situation that, okay. So I guess we just don't know how to talk today. She's really not pertinent or an accomplice of what happens and what unravels in the traffic stop that happened. So they get pulled over. She's letting them know that, like, hey, I've only had this car for about 30 days, apparently, and that she has to be out of town. She has things to do. She can't get her car towed. But they're like, hey, miss, like, we got to do what we got to do. Like, your car isn't registered. There's fake tags. Like, we have to tow your car. We end up getting out of the car. She's just talking to them. She's talking about how she's been homeless and that she's moved back and forth through hotels with her kids. Let's keep her kids in our minds, okay? She's tweaking a little bit, okay? They let her know, like, hey, if there's any items that you want to grab out of the car and take with you, we suggest that you do it now because we're gonna do our own search when we tow your car. So she goes to open up her trunk. In her trunk, you see a bunch of stuff piled in the trunk and as well in the back seat. But in the trunk, you notice that there's a plastic tote back there. The ones that you get from like Walmart and Target, like the little plastic like storage totes. And you also notice a big trash bag that looks like it's just been stuffed to the brim. Like she's like, I just have a lot of clothes and laundry in here. And one officer happens to be near the car and he smells something that is like pungent and like. Sorry, I'm re-listening back to this, and my boyfriend is telling me that I'm making up words, and I didn't realize I meant repulsive and repugnant. Repugnant? Yeah, that's it. Repugnant's not a word. That's new to me. I didn't know. I don't. I guess I got a different dictionary. I don't know. It, you know, I know any officer that has been in the field for a long time knows what a decomposing body smells like. With that to be said, he goes to another officer and he says, hey, can you walk past that car and just see what you smell and let me know like if I'm tripping or not, you know? So the other officer goes, they come back, they're in cahoots together because they're like, yeah, something funky going on. Literally something is funky. So they're like, hey, like, what's that smell that's going on in your car? And she's like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, she's like, that smell's been in my car for like a long time. I've been trying to get rid of it. I've like cleaned out the car and the smell just won't go away. I think it's the laundry. I'm not completely sure. Yeah, it's a very odd smell. And she's like, yeah, like, promise I don't have like anything in the car. Like, I think it's just my laundry. And so she starts pulling out this black trash bag, and they're like, hey, what's in the bag? And she's like, it's just my laundry. Like, it's nothing serious. Like, I promise, like, I would let you know if like I had something bad. Like, I'm not a bad person. Da da da. Okay. They're like, hey, can you just like open up the trash bag, like, and let's see what's in there. The smell is very alarming. Like, you're gonna need to open this up. And she's like, well, you guys are just gonna keep finding blankets. Like, I've been hotel the car, and I can show you the receipts. They're like, no, let's just focus on these blankets, girl. It comes to a point where she just starts smoking a cigarette, and a police officer is cutting up on the bag with knives, and then you find more plastic unraveled, and then we get to the source of the possible smell that's going on, which is a suitcase embedded inside of these plastic and blankets. So she proceeds to open up the suitcase, and they're like, hey, so what's that bag in there? What's that bag in there? And she's like, it's just like dirty shit from my husband. There's just dirty clothes, and like, you're just gonna find blankets in here and dirty clothes, like pissy clothes. That's where shit really hits the fan, because they're like, what's in this? What's in the suitcase? Why do you have a suitcase? And then she proceeds to say that she opened it up, and they're like, no, open it up all the way. As soon as she opens it up all the way, what we assume, or what I assume on the body cam footage, because it's blocked out in the video, there is a deceased child. That child would go by the name of Jocelyn Marie James Johnson. She is actually the niece of Nicole Johnson and the daughter of Darshell Johnson. The officer is a little bit shocked by this finding, because she looked like a 5-year-old child at the moment, but later autopsy will show that she was actually 7 years old, and she weighed about 18 pounds at the finding of her body, and that could lead to speculation of neglect and malnourishment. She opens up the suitcase. She's trying to act like nonchalant, chill girl. Everything's cool. She has nothing to hide. Da 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 da. But when she opens up the suitcase and sees that there's a body in there, she starts running. Girl, why are you running? Guilty as charged, jail. Guilty as charged, jail. Guilty as charged, jail. The cops grab her. You can see the cops' reactions, where they're like kind of just like, we thought this was just going to be a speeding ticket until in the car. Turns out she got bodies in her car. They detained her, and they detained the passenger, the woman BB. She has not a clue of what's happening. Nicole proceeds to tell the cops, like, hey, don't touch her, don't arrest her. Like, she doesn't have anything to do with it. She doesn't say mentally challenged, like I'm gonna say it, but she is mentally challenged, and she does not know what's going on. The cops don't really care about what she says at this moment, because they just found a dead child in her car. So why would they believe her? Hi. Hi. But yeah, so that's going on. She proceeds to say, like, she didn't know, and then she switches her story, and she's like, somebody just killed me. This is crazy. How did this happen? Girl, you know how this happened. So after they arrest her, she's just sitting on the curb, and they're trying to tell her, like, shut the fuck up. Actually, we don't want to hear shit from you right now. We have 2 traumatized officers right now. We're confused on what the fuck is going on. We need you to shut the fuck up. And she's like, you're gonna want to hear all the information. Yeah, we can hear that later, because right now we just need you to shut the fuck up and process what the fuck is going on. Honestly, if she didn't get stopped, she probably would have got away with this. And then, she proceeds to say that, like, I sat there and dug through all that stuff, and I didn't know, and I'm just as confused as you, and that's why I took off running. They assume that the body that they're examining is a 4 to 5-year-old child. Later, we realized that at the time of her death, she was about 7. So at this point, with their findings, they decide to take both Nicole and BB to the station. That's when they find even more horrendous evidence. They end up opening the plastic tote that was also in the trunk, and they find another body. This body happens to be the body of Larry O'Neill Johnson, which was Jocelyn's little 5-year-old brother. You ever just watch something and you like, what the fuck? And then you involve children into your dumbass activities, and now you speeding around in Maryland, in Baltimore County, with unregistered tags and 2 bodies in the car. Your niece and your nephew. How are you so fucking dumb? They get put into 2 separate rooms at the station. Nicole is asking about if Maryland has the death penalty, and they're like, not in this state, and she's like, they should have it. I'm just confused, because earlier, when she got caught after trying to run away, she talking about she didn't know that she had them bodies in her car. And then also when she was opening the suitcase, she talked about, oh, it's just like my husband's stuff, like all this dirty stuff in here. And she was trying to act like she didn't know she had the bodies in her car. And if you also note to earlier when they had stopped her before, opened her trunk, and they were suspicious of that smell that was going in her car, she said that she had kids and she was moving hotel to hotel. My first thought when watching the body cam video was like, well, where's your kids at? But like, like she just going back and forth. Like at this point, just tell the truth. What you should have did is never took them kids to begin with in the first place, because you were unstable and you were homeless and you knew you couldn't take care of them kids. Like she's trying to get pity from a situation that she caused herself, if that makes any sense. And you're over here talking about just kill me. I don't deserve to live anymore. Actually, you're correct. You don't. You know who did deserve to live? Jocelyn and Larry. That's exactly who deserved to live, not you. In the interrogation room, she said that she was aware of the smell that was going on. She tried to clean like her car, but the smell was just there, and she didn't really do anything about it because she thought it was like the clothes and all the laundry that she had in her car. And then she said that she power washed the engine. I don't know anything about cars, but if you're trying to get rid of a smell that's in your car, you power wash the engine. Is that a thing? So they're trying to figure out, yo, what's going on here? Whose children are these? What's happening? They find out that she is actually the aunt of these children, and that back in 2019, this traffic stop took place around 2021. But back in 2019, her sister Darshell Johnson was unable to take care of her children temporarily, so she left them in the care of Nicole. They had a little bit of a dispute in December of 2019 due to the care of the children. The children's grandmother, Michelle, had actually called CPS on Nicole because the children looked like they weren't being cared for. While we're in the interrogation room, they ask her, like, so what happened to Joshua? She basically lets them know, like, I don't honestly exactly know what happened. I just know that I hit her and she was unresponsive, and then she didn't want to get up anymore. And in my mind, I'm like, you just don't want to say what you actually did. Also, I think she's on drugs. I think she had to be on drugs. There's no way in your mind that you hit a little girl and she dies and you don't call the police. On top of that, that's your niece, your sister's daughter. You don't think to call your mom, your sister, the police, let them know what's happening. You thought it was a good idea just to wrap her up in a trash bag and put her in a suitcase. Make it make sense. You can. Correct. This happened about May of 2020. She's been in this car riding around with Jocelyn in the trunk for a little less than a year. Mind you, she still has Larry at this point, and Larry ends up dying as well. The way Larry died is that she got mad at him because he was like either stealing food, he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to do, coming from her. So she striked him, and he must have like hurt something on his leg. And so when she had striked him, he was like kind of like becoming unresponsive. And he asked her, he's like, I don't feel good. Can you just lay me down? And so that's exactly what she did. She laid him down in the car, in the back seat, and he ended up passing away. She did the exact same thing that she did with Jocelyn. She put him in a trash bag and she put him in the tote. And his death happened around 3 months prior to this actual traffic stop. Around this time, their mother, Darshell, was trying to reach out multiple times to Nicole to set up visits with her children, to rearrange for her children to come back into her care, and this and this and that. And ultimately, she just went dark because she had knew that she had neglected these children so bad and hurt these children so bad and strike these children so bad to the point that they were deceased and there was nothing that she can do to bring them back. And so instead of telling the truth, going to the police, owning up to her mistakes, ended up running away from her consequences. And little did she know her consequences were going to bite her in the ass later on. And now your life is ruined because you were unfit to take care of your sister's children. Your sister's life is ruined because she entrusted you for their care. The children's grandma's life is ruined because she didn't even figure out that the children were passed away until she read something on Facebook. And then in the interrogation room, she's like asking if her mom can come in because she wants to talk to her. She wants to tell her what happened. And in my head, I was like, you didn't want to tell her what happened when it first happened. You didn't want to call her, and now you want to call her because you're in trouble. Act like an adult. Own up to your mistakes. Take accountability and realize that you're going to jail for something that you did. And what you did was stupid. In the aftermath, the grandmother, the mother of Deshelle and Nicole, she was very infuriated. She said that nothing was being taken serious. She thought that maybe Deshelle and Nicole were in this together, and her grandbabies passed away because of them, because they had a lot of other options to be taken care of, and they chose to do what they did. On top of that, Deshelle had started a bunch of GoFundMe fundraisers for Jocelyn and Larry. It's speculated that she had at least 4 of them that were created, but now they're deleted. So following Nicole Johnson's arrest, she was actually held without bond. Ultimately, because of the crimes that she had committed, in 2025 of February, she was actually sentenced to life in prison with 50 years to serve. That followed with probation and mandatory mental health services. She's also prohibited to have any contact with minors. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about this case? I think it's a very horrendous, horrific case. In my opinion, because it involves children. These children were innocent. They were meant to have long, fulfilling lives, but they were stopped by a woman who they trusted, that was unfit to take care of them. And let me know if I'm missing any other information, or if there's any information that you guys would like to add. That is it for today, guys. I'm trying to make my schedule every Sunday because that's when I don't work and that's when I'm completely free. If you like this channel, please give it a like, a comment, subscribe. I do want to talk about other stuff that isn't very much heavy in true crime. I do want to talk about movies, TV shows, and anything that I find interesting and fascinating. So if you guys have any ideas, or anything like that that you want to see from me, please comment down below. But other than that, I hope you guys stay safe, stay informed, and have a good day.